This week on Hank Parker's Flesh and Blood.
Well, this year, they've reserved 2 spots for me. I'm going to hook up with some Outdoor Dream guys, and we're going to go hunting.
Very appreciative of Dale Jr. He came out and met these guys.
Brandon says, let's let him go. I was kind of proud of Brandon for that.
Some hunters are made, and some are born. Born into a legacy, passed down, not through fire and lead, not through stock and steel, but flesh and blood.
Well, the North Carolina Forestry Service does some draw hunts every year.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm Hank Jr.
Nice to meet you, Warsaw.
All right, cool. This is a neat deal.
Thank you.
You got to put in for a lottery. Hopefully you get drawn, and then you can hunt on some special property. Well, this year, they've reserved 2 spots for me, and guess what? I'm going to hook up with some Outdoor Dream guys, and we're going to go hunting.
Y'all will be in zone 12 and then in zone 9.
You get
Each
the extra
one person.
points if you can take out a couple of fishermen.
There you go.
Hank Jr. did all the legwork on this hunt. He contacted the North Carolina Forestry Services. He brought in the Outdoor Dream Foundation. This is just something they do one day of the year, and these kids get to be a part of it.
This is a very special place to hunt because it's in a good location, and it does not get any hunting pressure at all. It gets hunted one time a year. So this is a very special place.
And they've been nice enough to let us bring some kids from the Outdoor Dream Foundation. This is just a real good spot right here in my hometown.
As soon as I found out I was going to have the opportunity to take some Outdoor Dream kids out to this beautiful piece of property, me and my little man Boone, we don't waste any time. We head on out to the field, set some blinds up, start scouting, and get us some come deer put out. We are going to be ready.
You don't want to get it too low. This field really tapers off and get the deer down in a hole and you're in a hole and you never get a shot. I haven't really piled it up. You can see the corn coat blowing everywhere, sticking right here. I don't have a huge pile. These deer are not used to corn piles. So I'm spreading it out, putting it out in this taller grass where they can find it with their nose and not have a visual so that it doesn't spook them off. Being real careful with it. I'm gonna set a ground blind up about 60 yards right there. Hopefully we can get a good deer to come out.
Over the last few years, we've got to go on some really great hunts with the Outdoor Dream Foundation. We've met some very special kids and made a lot of great memories.
Every season we hunt with the Outdoor Dream Foundation, whether it's deer, turkey, elk, you name it. We're just glad to be a part of it.
Hey, you know, the Outdoor Dream Foundation is my favorite organization in the whole wide world. Today we got 2 kids from the Outdoor Dream Foundation. We've got Wyatt Boatwright. He's going to be hunting with Hank Jr. We've got Brandon Brody, and he's going to be hunting with Billy Catfish Parker. So it's going to be a fun time, I promise you that.
Well, since Wyatt came in early, we went ahead and got his hunting license. That way we're all prepared for the morning hunt. Well, Wyatt came over the night before the hunt to have a little campfire fun and to have a little cookout with us. And it was good to get our families together, but I'm not quite sure. I think Wyatt liked my dog better than he did me.
As an icebreaker, we all met up at Hank Jr. and Wendy's house the night before the hunt, where we had hot dogs and hamburgers and some of those famous cookies Wendy makes.
Leave it, I'm gonna let you have it for right.
Well, Brandon came in early the morning of the hunt. So him and Wyatt, myself, the whole gang, old Catfish, we headed on out to the spot. Yeah, we got to get things up. We'll be ready to run.
Follow Hank Parker's Flesh and Blood crew on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, you know, at Khmer Deer, they make an entire product line that will cover the whole hunting season.
I like to use liquid in pre-season scouting on into bow season.
Khmer Deer's powder is a great tool, especially if you're hunting over a big food plot and you want to bring them into range.
Khmer Deer's 3-day harvest simply cannot be beat. Look for your favorite Khmer Deer at your local retailer.
The ultimate broadhead has arrived, the Schwacker. Field point accuracy. Quarter-inch shots, bring them on. Maximum cutting diameter. That's what you cut, it's what you get. That's why Schwacker is my broadhead.
For more than a quarter century, Mossy Oak has led the market with the most effective camouflage patterns ever designed. The launch of Breakup Infinity took that leadership to an entirely new level. 6 layers of depth, true-to-life detail, and unmatched definition make Breakup Infinity the most innovative and effective pattern we've ever produced. Mossy Oak Breakup Infinity. Depth, detail, definition.
What makes SpyPoint trail cameras the most advanced scouting products on the market? Live 3G cell phone transmission for viewing your photos anywhere in the world. New black flash LED lights will not spook game at night. 7-zone sensors for faster trigger speeds and centered images. A removable inner unit for viewing your photos on the go or in your stand. And wireless data backup capabilities in the case of camera theft. Get the point? Get SpyPoint.
Hank Parker's Flesh and Blood, brought to you by Schwacker. Open so fast you can hear the schwack. Plano, a tradition of excellence. SpyPoint, the world's best and most advanced trail cameras. Furminator, the best food plot implement on Earth. And by Hunter Safety System, saving lives is what we do. This portion of Hank Parker's Flesh and Blood is brought to you by Yeti. Wildly stronger keeps ice longer. Welcome back to Flesh and Blood.
Well, when the North Carolina Forestry Service contacted us and said we had a couple of spots to hunt with them, immediately I went over and met with Laura, looked at some topo maps, and strategically tried to pick out a couple of spots where it looked like high deer traffic areas, but also that would be easy access in and out.
I could tell there had been a lot of preparation in this. Everything was just like it needed to be. We were set, ready to go.
Before I mount the system, I must apply a dry cloth to the seed to remove all the moisture, so I don't carry it around with a tail end of my pants all morning.
There you go.
What we're gonna do?
Tell them where you going.
Kill the deer, hopefully.
Is it cold?
Why, yes.
And by the way, Pete, you look good with it. It's okay.
Can we cut this out? I got so much invested in the University of South Carolina. How about that?
Turn it around. It's too late now. Too late.
Has it got clipped on the back?
Too late.
Oh, crying out loud.
This hunt was about having fun. We were in a location that we weren't going to kill a monster deer, and that's okay. You know, we don't have to do that every time we go deer hunting. It's about everything mixed into one. You know, it was about meeting a new friend. It was about Brandon, just having fun. Man, we were drinking Cokes and telling jokes, and that's what this was about. So we really enjoyed ourselves. Well, the first deer of the day, wouldn't you know it, a North Carolina 11-pointer. Says it right there on his head, 1 and 1. We're having fun, kind of looking at that deer, and Brandon says, oh, let's let him go. I was kind of proud of Brandon for that.
I think he's gonna go that way.
I would have gave you a $100 bill for a pair of sunglasses that morning. My brother, and you know, let's don't take anything away from him. He has a lot going on, especially with 4 kids and a wife. But he goes and sets these blinds up, and they're directly staring into the sun. I asked Brandon, out of all the times he's been hunting, how many setups has he had like this? He said none, man. This was his first experience staring down the sun.
The sun's right there.
You know, catfish always wants to give me a hard time. And when I set my blinds up, I made one critical mistake, okay? I made sure that my predominant wind was okay. I made sure I got my Khmer deer out in the right spot. Made sure the blind was well hid. Had all my T's crossed and my I's dotted, except the blind is facing the sun in the morning. Oh, well.
Hank Parker Jr.
You know, it's not too bad, is it?
Don't put the blind facing the sun.
Well, after the morning hunt, we decided to get out and see what everybody else was doing. This is a draw youth hunt. This is a hunt that you put in, and they draw a certain amount of hunts out, and you can take your kids on this hunt. So it was really cool to see dads with their kids and all hanging out. And so we went up there to see if anybody else was having some success. It was pretty slow where we were, and they killed a few deer, and they were having a good time.
This was cool, man. These were kids, some of them for the first time ever seeing a deer on the ground and being a part of something. It really means a lot, you know. These are our future hunters.
How do you improve on the Evo? You start with its DNA, then engineer a bow that is fast, lightweight, and features the best technology. The center lock 2 pockets are highly adjustable, light, and quiet. The riser, forged from ultralight aircraft aluminum, creates a bow that weighs a mere 3.7 pounds. The flex cable slide flexes during the draw cycle, relieving lateral torque. And the core hybrid cams deliver a blistering 352 feet per second. Introducing the new Dream Season DNA. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
When it comes to that shot of a lifetime,
And archery becomes more than an obsession.
And shooting is more than just a game.
Perfect practice.
We'll make perfect shots.
nobody beats morale.
Nobody.
Nobody beats morale.
No food plot too small, no field too large. No matter what type of food plot seed you're planting, our proven AccuSeed system delivers seed flawlessly with accuracy and precision, ensuring proper seed to soil contact at the perfect depth. Built tough and designed to last. Engage each tool at the same time or use them individually for specific food plot needs. The Furminator, the #1 food plot implement on the planet.
This portion of Hank Parker's Flesh and Blood is brought to you by the Ferminator, the best food plot implement on Earth. Welcome back to Flesh and Blood.
Well, Wyatt was diagnosed with cancer, and I can't imagine what that would feel like as a dad watching your son. He's been through the struggle of surgery, and again, I can't imagine what that would feel like to watch your son go through that. But just to watch Jimmy love on his son and watch his uncle hang out with him, man, that's just priceless. We're just sitting there talking and hanging out, and I figure out that Wyatt's a racing fan, and he loves Dale Earnhardt Jr. Well, I grew up with Dale Jr. He kind of got me started racing, so I shoot him a text, and he invites us over for lunch to come check out the shop.
Very appreciative of Dale Jr. He came out and met these guys, gave them a personal tour of the race shop, and it was really good times.
Dale Jr., nice to meet you. How you doing?
Those boys' eyes were as big as saucers. They were having a blast.
This is Steph over here. He's going to show you guys around.
So when we got to Dale Jr.'s race shop, man, they gave us the grand tour. We had our own personal tour guide. We had people in place telling us everything. Any question you could imagine, they were there to answer it. We got to see it all. We got to see all the cars, the way they were built, equipment, and everything from top to bottom. This was cool, not only for the kids, this was cool for me and Hank Jr.
I was going to try to talk Dale Jr. into letting Wyatt make a few laps in this car, but you know, we didn't want to push it too far past the limit.
When we left Dale Jr.'s and riding back to camp, those kids were smiling like a possum eating cheese.
Well, the Outdoor Dream Foundation took Brandon and Wyatt on several other hunts, and I'm telling you what, these guys were loving it. Well, Wyatt got to go on a really special hunt, and man, he is in a great place. There's two great big deer out there, and he can't take it. He is tore up. If it would have been me, I would have been so nervous I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I'd have tried to shoot every deer out in the field. And my buddy, he shoots the wrong deer. They've got it lined up wrong, but let me tell you, he got a good one. I think the cameraman was just filming the wrong deer because he got the right deer. Good job, Wyatt. Wyatt's my little buddy, man. He's so funny, and that grin, that little chuckle, his laugh. His dad, he's looking at his deer and he's talking. You can see Wyatt over there about to crack up the whole time. How can you not just love that guy? Well, Brandon, he loves to hunt. He got a gator. And you can tell, man, he is really into it. This kid is a good shot, and he was all about doing some hunting. You can really tell that Brandon is passionate about hunting.
So what do you think? I like it. You like it?
Well, the Outdoor Dream Foundation went above and beyond. These guys got to fish, they got to gator hunt, hog hunt, deer hunt. Man, they went all out to make sure these guys had a good time.
Closed captioning is brought to you by OutfittersRating.com. Trust but verify. Hank Parker's Flesh and Blood, brought to you by Come Here Dare, the revolutionary dare attractant. PSE, experience PSE, experience performance. Morel, setting all target standards. Yeti, wildly stronger, keeps ice longer. And by Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Welcome back to Flesh and Blood.
Well, we head back out to the property for the afternoon hunt, get all settled in. Well, the first thing I noticed about Wyatt when he got out of the truck is he just had a huge smile. I mean, this kid, when he smiled, it just lit up your heart.
You tell them what you hear again. A buck, a big buck.
Don't care what it is.
As long as it's a deer. Okay.
And that's promise, Daddy.
Well, we finally get a deer to come out, and it is just last light, and can't get the gun up on her, can't get it worked out. Man, it just didn't come together for Wyatt. I was hoping so much we'd get a good deer, but the weather was just all wrong. We just couldn't make it happen. But man, we had a good time hanging out together, sharing the hunt together in the blind.
Got it. We got it.
All kids are special. Yeah, I got to know Brandon, and he's a really neat kid. He's got a great relationship with his dad. He's fun-loving, and he likes to pick and play. And we're just having fun in the blind. We're being way too loud, telling way too many jokes. And some deer actually come out in the field, and I looked at Brandon and I said, maybe we ought to shoot at one since we are deer hunting. Between his dad giving him a hard time and me and Frankie ribbing him, he's just laughing too hard. He takes his best shot, but he just clean misses. So why not follow up with a second shot? That's always my thought. And at this point, I don't know what deer he's shooting at. I don't know what deer he missed. I have the camera one way, he has the rifle another. But it's okay because we're having fun. We didn't get a deer. We just clean missed both those deer, but I can tell you, we laughed for 30 minutes straight after those two shots.
It was all Billy's fault.
When we heard the second shot, we knew you was in trouble.
Yeah.
That's a pretty quick reaction, second shot.
Yep, bang. Yeah.
Oh, man. You found that?
You better feel fortunate.
I never had me an arrowhead like that. I appreciate it. Man, I sure appreciate you. Be praying for you. Check this out. One of the things that I've learned and seen over the years dealing with the Outdoor Dream Foundation is something that I saw again in both Brandon and Wyatt. Man, they have a hope and a courage outside of their circumstances. When you see them, they got a big smile on their face. They want to go hunting, they want to get out, they want to have fun, and it just gives you so much encouragement. These are two strong, great young men.
We didn't want to leave. You know, you could tell we hung around for a while. It was just one of those days you didn't want to end.
I'm proud of my boys for their involvement in Outdoor Dream Foundation, and I'm just very proud of their attitude and what they stand for. And it's always difficult, more difficult than you can explain to hunt with a little guy and be right there with him, and then they pass away. And this hunt was very, very special. And shortly after, we lost Brandon. So we just want to dedicate this show to his memory and be supportive of his mom and dad, and give a thumbs up again to the Outdoor Dream Foundation for making all this possible.
I can't think of a better organization to support besides the Outdoor Dream Foundation. What they do for these kids is simply amazing. They take them on hunts all over the U.S. and they give them an opportunity with their family to spend time in the middle of their battle with cancer or whatever it may be, to ease their mind, to take them away from it and to just experience the outdoors, to have some fun and do some hunting.
The month of September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And on behalf of Brandon, his family, and all the kids dealing with cancer, I want to encourage you to give a donation or your time to help support kids with cancer.
It makes you so sad to look at a child with cancer, but it makes me realize that my hope is not in this world, that my hope is not in my own health, that my hope is in Jesus, who someday is going to come back for his own children, and he's going to wipe away every tear, and he's going to fix every wrong and make it right. And there will be no cancer, there will be no hospitals, there will be no sad days. And so I can look at what happened, I look at Brandon, and I think about Wyatt, who's battling cancer, and I know that there is hope, there is a future, and it's not based on what we see around us, but it's something far greater.